U.S. Attorneys John Beatty and John Bales. From the District of Maine, Assistant U.S. Attorney Richard Murphy. And from the Northern District of California, Assistant U.S. Attorney Stacey Geis. Receiving awards but not present today are Melinda Lawrence, Joseph Pooks, Richard Udell, Dorothy Kim, and Lois Tuttle. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The next recipient is recognized for serving as lead counsel representing the Department of Health and Human Services in nearly 5,000 cases alleging vaccine-caused autism. For the past 5 years, this recipient has undergone intense public scrutiny related to these emotionally and politically charged cases. From the Civil Division's Office of Vaccine Litigation, Assistant Director Vincent Matinowski. The next award is presented for the comprehensive review of the FBI's national security letter procedures and procedures to obtain business records. The work of the team led to strengthened controls and improvements to these key processes. The recipients are, from the Oversight and Review Division of the Office of the Inspector General, Deputy Assistant Inspector General Carol Fortine Ochoa, Investigative Counsel Rosalind Mazer, Program Analyst Kevin Becks, and Paralegal Specialist Brandy Hamilton. From OIG's Evaluation and Inspections Division, Deputy Assistant Inspector General Michael Gulich, and Program Analyst Peter Martz, Adrian Flaves, Gina Wong, and Marilyn Lang. And from the Criminal Section of the Civil Rights Division, Trial Attorney Patricia Sumner. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The Department operated under a full-year joint resolution for the first time since 1987 and congressional leadership changed parties, making fiscal year 2007 a unique budget year. The efforts and cooperation of these next recipients helped to secure the necessary resources for the Department's programs. The recipients are, from the Justice Management Division, Karen O'Leary, Director of the Budget Staff, Congressional Liaison, Wyvitra Jordan, and from the Office of the Deputy Attorney General, Senior Counsel Mark Epley. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorees. Leadership of the Department's crisis response initiatives is critical. In his capacity during the past year, this recipient has represented the Department in more than 10 national and international terrorism preparedness exercises. From the Counterterrorism Section of the National Security Division, National Crisis Management Coordinator Francis Schmitz. The extradition team of the U.S. Marshal Service is honored for the coordination of a record-breaking 685 international extraditions and expulsions during fiscal year 2006. The recipients from the Investigative Services Division of the U.S. Marshal Services are Senior Inspectors Julie Sheely, Sean Fahey, Irving Brandt, and Mark Sheely. Receiving the award but not present today is Dale Price. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The final Distinguished Service Award is presented for securing the largest fine in a domestic cartel investigation in antitrust division history and for cleaning up an entire industry, the ready-mix concrete industry in southern Indiana. 4 companies and 8 individuals pled guilty to price fixing, and 1 company and 2 individuals were convicted at trial. The recipients are, from the Antitrust Division's Chicago Field Office, Assistant Chief Frank Vondrak, and trial attorney Jonathan Epstein. And from the FBI's Indianapolis office, Special Agent Stephen Schulbaum. The recipients.
Our next award category is the Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Law Enforcement, recognizing outstanding professional achievement by a law enforcement officer. This year we are presenting 4 awards.
During his career, this recipient investigated public corruption at the local level, which resulted in numerous convictions of organized crime figures and a local chief of police. Later, he led an extensive undercover investigation into the administration of an exceptionally powerful local mayor. He is presently overseeing a multi-agency task force investigating corruption in the Rhode Island General Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, Special Agent Dennis Aiken of the FBI's Boston Division. The next recipients provided unparalleled leadership to a massive law enforcement effort called Operations Falcon 2 and 3. The operations took place in April and October 2006 and resulted in the successful arrest of nearly 20,000 fugitives. The recipients are, from the Southern District of Illinois, Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal Karen Simons, and from the Northern District of Ohio, Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal David Harlow. And receiving the award but not present today is David Dimmitt. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The next group of recipients investigated a group of police officers from the Puerto Rico Police Department who were accepting payment from illegal narcotics traffickers to protect their illegal drug shipments. By the very nature of the target, trained, armed, and uniformed officers, the investigation was under an inordinate amount of risk. In November of last year, 5 Puerto Rico Police Department officers and 1 civilian were convicted of armed drug trafficking and conspiracy. The recipients are, from ATF's Puerto Rico Field Office, Resident Agent in Charge Jose Oquendo, and Special Agents Carlos Canino, David Riddleberger, and Ari Shapira. From the Police of Puerto Rico, Task Force Officers Padul Torres, and from the Bayamon Municipal Police, Task Force Officer Andre Rodriguez. From the Puerto Rico Department of Justice, Task Force Officers Eric Negron, Cristobal Irizarry, Anthony Toro, and Rafael Fax. And from the Puerto Rico Department of Corrections, Task Force Officer Edwin Santos. Receiving awards but not present today are Courtney Sharn and Carlos Vasquez. Ladies and gentlemen, the team. The final award in this category is presented for the 6-year investigation into the hierarchy of the Gambino-La Cosa Nostra crime family. The combined efforts and skills of the agents led to the deepest recent penetration of the family by law enforcement. 32 members and associates were arrested and convicted. The recipients are, from the FBI's White Plains Resident Agency, Special Agents Natalie Parisi, Michael Police, and William Reedy. And from the U.S. Department of Labor, Special Agent Joseph Delapina. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients.
The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Management is designed to recognize outstanding administrative and managerial achievements which have significantly improved operations, increased productivity, or reduced costs. This year, 2 awards are presented.
The first award is presented for leadership in the implementation of e-learning initiatives. This recipient has provided employees with an unparalleled opportunity for self-development while pioneering new models for employee growth. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief of the ATF's Learning Technologies Branch, Wendy Frederick. The second award is presented for achievements as a manager and leader in the Bureau of Prisons. This recipient has implemented a consolidated legal center format for providing legal services. This has promoted efficiency and improved morale. Please join me in honoring Assistant Director Kathleen Kenny.
The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Information Technology is designed to recognize outstanding achievements in applying information technology to improve operations and productivity, reduce or avoid costs, and solve problems. Several excellent nominations were received. 1 award will be presented in this category.
The recipients are recognized for the development of eTrace. This system is the primary collection and delivery system of firearms trace-related information for law enforcement agencies around the world. Through this system, authorized users submit a firearms trace request, can monitor progress of traces, retrieve completed results, and query data in real time. The recipients are, from ATF's National Tracing Center, Chief Charles Hauser, Deputy Chief Debbie Bullock, Program Analyst Tony Sigler, from ATF's Law Enforcement Support Branch, Chief Benjamin Hayes, and Program Analyst Edward Steele. Ladies and gentlemen, the team.
The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Furthering the Interests of the U.S. National Security recognizes a special act or service that has greatly contributed to the protection of U.S. national security. Because of the nature of this work, which is sometimes classified, those who have supported our national security efforts may not be adequately recognized for their efforts. This award allows us to honor these accomplishments. This year, 2 awards are presented.
Over the past 2 years, the recipients have worked tirelessly providing counsel and advice related to electronic surveillance occurring as part of the President's Terror Surveillance Program and related to the authority of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. In doing so, the recipients applied unparalleled knowledge of related law and provided extraordinary guidance. From the Office of Legal Counsel, Senior Counsel Caroline Crass, and Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Eisenberg. The next recipients are honored for their outstanding efforts in standing up the new National Security Division, the first new component created in the department in many years. The new division's mission is to combat terrorism and protect national security. This outstanding team has provided exemplary leadership in establishing the structure of this new organization. The recipients are, from the National Security Division, Chief of Staff Charles Steele, Executive Officer Cheryl Walter, and Counterterrorism Support Specialist Gregory Miller. From the Criminal Division, former Acting Executive Officer Paul Johnson, and from JMD's budget staff, Senior Budget Policy Advisor Mickey Atsat. Ladies and gentlemen, please honor the recipients.
The Department is firmly committed to the principles of equal opportunity employment. The Equal Employment Opportunity Award recognizes those managers and employees who go the extra mile to effect significant progress toward the Department's EEO objectives.
This year, the Attorney General's EEO Award is presented for efforts in promoting cultural diversity in the workplace at the Federal Correctional Complex in Butner. The recipient fostered an atmosphere where cultural differences are understood and celebrated, working with an affirmative employment committee representing nearly 1,500 employees and 3,500 federal inmates. Ladies and gentlemen, BOP Deputy Regional Director Kenneth Atkinson.
The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Legal Support recognizes outstanding achievements in the field of support to the Department's attorneys, support work which is critical to our litigation efforts. Awards are granted in 2 categories each year. The first category recognizes paralegal support, the second, legal assistance by other professionals. This year, the Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Legal Support, paralegal category, is presented to 3 individuals.
The first recipient is honored for outstanding contributions to the Civil Division's Immigration Bonds team. This team works to recover millions of dollars from those who have breached immigration appearance bonds by failing to produce aliens when demanded. This recipient has reviewed, categorized, and cataloged thousands of individual bond files. Ladies and gentlemen, Paralegal Specialist Jennifer Blackwell. The next recipient in this category is recognized for skillful support of 2 complex water rights adjudications, each of which involves thousands of claims and unique parties. From ENRD's Denver Field Office, Paralegal Specialist Yvonne Marsh. And now, the Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Legal Support, Legal Assistance category. The recipients provided outstanding assistance in the investigation and prosecution of the Philip Cummings identity theft ring. The Cummings ring was involved in stealing the identities of approximately 30,000 known victims. From the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, Victim Witness Specialist Eugenia McNeil and former Victim Witness Specialist Jeanette Santos. Also, Paralegal Specialist Elda Guadian. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients.
The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Administrative Support recognizes outstanding administrative and managerial achievements. Awards are presented in 2 categories. The first, administrative support in areas such as human resources, information systems, and the budget. The second, general secretarial support.
This year, the Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Administrative Support administrative category is presented to an administrative officer with the Witness Security and Prisoner Operation Division of the U.S. Marshal Service. This recipient is honored for 33 years of exemplary service. Most recently, the division has successfully produced over 100 protected witnesses, in large part due to this recipient's logistical support and assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, Gloria Almanza. Next, an office assistant receives the award for her personal sacrifices and encouraging presence during 18 months of service at DEA's office in Kabul, Afghanistan. According to colleagues, no one played a stronger role in the daily morale or welfare of the office than this recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring Jean O'Brien. The Attorney General's Award for Excellence in Administrative Support secretarial category is presented in recognition of outstanding work over the past 15 years as a secretary in Chicago. The honoree has performed a variety of duties in a way that conveys a highly professional image of the U.S. Trustees Program. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient, Julia Russell.
The John Marshall Award is named for the 4th Chief Justice of the United States and recognizes outstanding professional achievement by attorneys of the Department of Justice. This year, the award will be presented in 8 categories, 3 involving litigation and 1 for each of the following: the handling of appeals, the provision of legal advice, the preparation or handling of legislation, asset forfeiture, and alternative dispute resolution.
The first recipients of the John Marshall Award for Trial of Litigation are honored for efforts with the A12 litigation team. This team displayed exceptional skill in defense of the government's decision to terminate for default a highly classified $5 billion contract awarded to McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics for the development of a stealth naval attack jet. The court's opinion, upholding the Navy's decision to terminate the contract, reaffirms the government's right to insist upon full compliance with its contracts. The recipients are, from the Civil Division's Commercial Litigation Branch, Trial Attorney Phyllis Jo Bonnock, Senior Trial Counsel C. Coleman Bird, Reginald Blades, Alan Lowe Ray, and John Warshawski. Assistant Directors Catherine Bleeker, Patricia McCarthy, and Brian Simkin. Deputy Directors Brian Snee and Robert Kirschman. From the Civil Division's Office of Immigration Litigation, Trial Attorney Ginny Lum and Senior Litigation Counsel William Peachy. And from the U.S. Department of the Navy, Supervisory Trial Attorney Wendell Chose and Senior Trial Attorney Mark Romano. Receiving the award but not present today is Leslie Oda. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The next John Marshall Award for Trial of Litigation is presented for outstanding achievements in a 25-defendant RICO conspiracy case involving numerous murders, arsons, and acts of illegal gambling, money laundering, and narcotics trafficking. The trial lasted over 6 months and included the use of over 500 boxes of evidence and involved 28 wiretaps. The jury found the defendants guilty and returned a forfeiture verdict of $1.4 billion. The recipients are Assistant U.S. Attorneys from the Southern District of Florida, Tony Gonzalez, David Hames, and Alicia Schick. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients. The John Marshall Award for Participation in Litigation is presented for outstanding service as lead counsel in a case involving abusive tax shelters designed to involve foreign entities who will not respond to requests for information. This recipient employed a range of techniques to gather evidence from foreign countries to show that transactions lacked substance. The district court's opinion granted summary judgment in the government's favor, and this case is a roadmap for handling a large number of similar cases. The recipient is Trial Attorney Angelo Fratorelli of the Tax Division. The Stryker team has successfully defended litigation challenging the U.S. Army's modernization plan, which is designed to ensure that the Army units can employ the most effective military weapons and systems available. The recipients have provided exemplary service during nearly 3 years of intensive litigation, ensuring that the Army can continue to convert the 2nd Brigade of the 25th Infantry Division into a Stryker Brigade combat team. The recipients are, from the Natural Resources section of ENRD, trial attorneys James Jett and Barry Weiner. From the division's appellate section,